Well, that is the fun and interesting part about this whole ordeal with Pinellas County Sheriff's Office and St. Pete PD. They've been up my ass ever since March 14th, but they've never filed criminal charges, even though they're alleging I'm threatening to kill cops, I'm doing all of these heinous crimes, supposedly. But they settled on mental health statutes to go after me with for some reason. That's odd. They actually decided to take it a step further, though, and cook up a fraudulent search warrant based off of a risk protection order violation. They just had to get into my home and try and plant something on me, or whether it was for intimidation, evidence spoliation, whatever it was, they needed to get inside my home. But there's no RPO violation that could have ever possibly happened. I was never legally served an RPO ever. And they fabricated a proof of service trying to say that I refused so that they could enter my home. I was never shown a court order, I was never shown anything, and it didn't exist at the time they supposedly showed me. The body cam will never corroborate what they're saying, and I invoked my rights during that coercive questioning torture event that will be proven in court shortly. This is the sealed copy that the sheriff's office received from the clerks. Notice how the receival time says 6 p.m. Now this is the supposed proof of service that shows fraud upon the court by Detective William Corser from Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. This had only been received by him at 6 p.m. over on Ulmerton Drive, about 20 minutes away. He supposedly made it across town, showed this to me, let me read it, and I didn't comply. All in a minute. Also note that he didn't even fill out who he supposedly served it on, because he didn't serve it on anyone. And one more piece of provable perjury on this form alone is that they withheld the fact that I had a VA ID card in my pocket, because if they admitted that fact, they would have had a legal responsibility to take me to the VA instead of diverting me illegally to a state facility and attempting to hide me there. But the oddest thing about this whole ordeal is that that felony search warrant says very directly, if there are weapons found inside that home, Keith Rackett, that's me, has to go to jail. I have to be brought in front of a judge for violating a felony. I was committing a felony. That's what they're trying to say. But if they believed their bullshit story, they would have actually brought me in on charges. The reason why they didn't is because when they broke into my home, they went through my medical records and they saw that they were actually lied to by the person that gave them all the information they were acting on. Not only that, but my ex-wife is a convicted felon that's currently trying to blackmail me publicly on TikTok. The due process violations with that are inexcusable, and it would get thrown out in the arraignment because how the fuck could a violation even exist? Oh, and the kicker is that it's confirmed that he committed perjury inside the courtroom on July 3rd, trying to manipulate the court into believing he had some other reason to put a diagnosis in there. The diagnosis is completely false. It's unverified, never given to me. They tried to claim it was PTSD and they weaponized the shit out of it with their language and all these affidavits. But when we were in court, I informed Detective Justin Eric Wolverton, the guy that cooked up this whole warrant and Baker Act scheme, that he was currently a named defendant in a federal lawsuit that was pending. It just hasn't been served yet. Are you aware? Oh, no. Then he looked real nervous. I asked him where he got the diagnosis from because you need a medical basis for a diagnosis that's used against somebody in a warrant. Or an RPO, mental health statute stuff, Baker Acts, any of it. Anything that's seizing a person needs to be verified. This man tried to claim that the hospital that received me for the Baker Act supposedly gave him the diagnosis, but I've never been seen by any doctor there until after he wrote that affidavit. So how could that be possible? Oh, that's 100% proven perjury inside the courtroom to hide fraud upon the court within a felony search warrant. That proves intent if I've ever seen it, combined with the fact that they haven't charged me. Mind you, they haven't charged me with a crime, but there's supposedly an interagency task force up my ass that spans 3 counties, and I've seen evidence of that. They are trying to get me by whatever means necessary with some future crime bullshit. There are allegations being made by police officers that I threatened to kill police officers, kill people with hammers, threatening cops, all types of crazy shit. And they haven't filed one criminal charge or even approached me for an interview about any of these criminal allegations. Not once, not ever.